Thanks for joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. A Fulton County fugitive was taken into custody Thursday within minutes of the broadcast report that he was being sought by law enforcement. Fulton County Sheriff Al Rourke says shortly after he requested the public's help in locating fugitive Kyle Solomon, the sheriff's office began receiving calls advising of his location. Once located, Solomon opened the door for law enforcement but quickly slammed it in the chief deputy's face. Solomon then ran to the back door, saw officers, and proceeded to kick out the bedroom window before diving out the window. Sheriff Rourke deployed a taser, but it had no effect on Solomon. Officers gave chase and were able to catch Solomon after about a quarter-mile pursuit. The fugitive is facing multiple felony charges. He was wanted for a parole violation. Solomon has been arrested in multiple counties in northern Arkansas and southern Missouri. He has been convicted in Fulton and Sharp counties for possession of a controlled substance, residential burglary, theft of property, breaking and entering, and escape. A Marion County man has died after an accidental shooting Wednesday afternoon. Marion County Sheriff Clinton Evans says 27-year-old James Lee Dean died after he accidentally shot himself in the chest. Evans says that Dean's mother, Tawny Nordic, reported the shooting as she was driving him to the hospital. Law enforcement and medical personnel met the two in the parking lot of the Animal Clinic of the Ozarks on Highway 62-412 and administered aid to Dean. An air evac medical helicopter arrived within a few minutes and airlifted Dean to Cox Hospital in Branson, but he died en route. The shooting incident is under investigation by the Marion County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigating Division and the Arkansas State Police. 27-year-old Joshua Calloway of Mountain Home and 28-year-old Clayton Hatchett of Cotter have been arrested and charged with multiple drug offenses as well as theft of property charges involving a stolen weapon following a traffic stop in Marion County. The traffic stop resulted in the search that discovered a syringe between the driver's seat and the console, 2 bags of marijuana, a white pill imprinted GG249, and a .410 shotgun. Also located were various items of drug paraphernalia, 8 credit, debit, and EBT cards with various names on them, a checkbook, a pouch containing bullets, and a semi-automatic pistol that was reported stolen out of Baxter County. Calloway has been charged with felony counts of possession of firearms by a certain person. Hatchett faces 1 felony count of theft of property and 4 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia. 33-year-old Christopher Bowman of Salem, Arkansas, has been arrested by Izard County authorities for possession of a firearm by a certain person. Izard County Sheriff Jack Yancey says Bowman was arrested June 5th after officers from the Izard County Sheriff's Office and the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission were discussing Bowman's arrest in February for killing 2 deer out of season using a rifle. A photo showed Bowen posing with the deer and had the rifle, which, as being a felon, he could not do. He was freed on $5,000 bond and awaits his next court appearance. Well, Arkansas will ring bells across the state to salute 100 years since World War I fighting ceased. The state's World War I Centennial Commemoration Committee says that bells will ring 11 times on November the 11th to mark the day. Allied countries signed an armistice with a defeated Germany. The Department of Arkansas Heritage will reach out to local governments and organizations to host the bell ringing events across the state. Nearly 72,000 soldiers from Arkansas served in that war, almost 2,200 of whom died from illness or injuries. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region. But first, here's this week's closing livestock report from Sammy Klein, brought to you by Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte.
This is Sammy Klein, Federal State Livestock Market News Service. reporting sale North Arkansas livestock auction in Green Forest for Wednesday, June 13th. Cattle receipts 2509, last week 2761, a year ago 681. Compared to last week, feeder steers under 600 pounds steadied to $8 lower, over 650 pounds steadied to $4 higher. Feeder heifers mostly steadied to $3 higher, slaughter cows and bulls steadied to $2 higher. Feeder steers, medium large ones, 3 to 400 pounds, a few at 175 to 188. 4 to 500 pounds, 163 to 175.50. 5 to 600 pounds, 148 to 169. 6 to 700 pounds, 150 to 157, with some calves at 145 to 152. 7 to 750 pounds, 144 to 145, with some calves at 135. Had 750 to 800 pounds at 130 to 143. Feeder heifers, medium large ones, 3 to 400 pounds, 155 to 167. 4 to 500 pounds, 144 to 159. 5 to 600 pounds, 134 to 145. 6 to 700 pounds, 127 to 137. Pigs 775 pounds at 126.50. Some 8 to 850 pounds at 112 to 115. Pigs 962 pounds at 122. And it had some mixed ones and twos in the steers. Had 966 pounds at 132. 8 to 900 pounds at 132 to 138. Replacement cows, medium large ones and 2 to 7-year-old, 900 to 1,200 pound cows, 200 pound calves. Second and third stage, $700 to $810 per head. 17-year-old cows, second and third stage at $600 to $800 per head. Cow calf pairs, medium large ones and 2 to 7-year-old, 900 to 1,250 pound cows, 200 pound calves aside, a few at $800 to $1,000 per pair. Slaughter cows, owners 52 to 56.50, high dress 57 to 63, low dress 49 to 50. Lean 49 to 55, high dress 55 to 58, low dress 40 to 48. Slaughter bulls, grade 1s and 2s, 1,020 pounds, 76 to 80, high dress 81 to 87. That's the market today. Sammy Fine reporting. Thank you.
Join Sammy Klein Thursdays and Fridays during the TKO 8 local newscast for this week's closing livestock market report. Made possible by Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte. Quality Feed Grains has you covered. Everything for cattle, pets, deer, equine, poultry, seed and spray, show feed, and garden. Check their website, qualityfeedgrains.com, now for this month's special. Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte, proud sponsors of the Livestock Report with Sammy Klein on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8.
Silver alert for a missing Independence County man has been canceled after he was found dead. Independence County Sheriff Sean Stevens says that 71-year-old Wainwright Jackson Humphreys of Oil Trough Community was found dead Thursday morning. He apparently crashed his truck where he was last seen in the area. Foul play is not expected. Humphrey's family said he suffered from dementia and had heart problems as well, and used oxygen and suffered from COPD. The city manager of Hot Springs has resigned after shouting a racially insensitive remark at a black school district administrator in the gated community where they both live. The mayor, Pat McCabe, says the Hot Springs Board of Directors unanimously requested the resignation of David Frasher, who is white. The board discussed disciplinary action on Frasher for the comment that he made last week to Lloyd Jackson, deputy superintendent for the Hot Springs School District. City documents say that Frasher was walking with his child in the Red Oak Ridge subdivision when several unknown vehicles sped out of the nearby community from the pool entrance. Documents say that Frasher shouted out, "You don't live here," at Jackson and his wife as they drove by. Frasher says he apologized to Jackson, who called the apology disingenuous. Arkansas Senate leaders are now calling for an overhaul of the Chamber's ethics and conflict of interest rules a week after the lawmakers, who also the governor's nephew, was implicated in a bribery and a corruption probe. Several top senators have delayed the proposed changes to the ethics rules that will come up for a vote next week. The proposals include a requirement that any lawmaker indicted be stripped of the leadership position and the creation of a 5-member ethics committee to handle complaints against senators. A lobbyist who pled guilty to federal charges said he bribed a lawmaker identified only as Senator A in a court document. Republican Senator Jeremy Hutchison's attorney has acknowledged his client is the lawmaker referred to, but has denied the allegations. So far, Hutchison's has not been charged in that probe. The beaver population is booming, causing a major issue in Greene County, which has led officials to take some action. Greene County Road Superintendent Dave Trini says that they are constantly fighting beaver dams in all of their drainage structures. The county has seen water stopped up in many of their drainage ditches and culverts due to the incurring beaver dams, leading to localized flooding. The county has now partnered with the Natural Resources Conservation Service to raise the bounty on beavers to encourage trappers to get back to work in removing the problem animals. There are certain items being tossed in drains that have officials with one town's sewer system asking residents to please stop. Officials say mop heads that have been tossed into drains have caused issues in Marmaduke's water and sewer system. The town's water department has received numerous complaints from residents concerning their sewer backups. The town's water operator, William Dixon, says they've seen a lot of unnecessary things stuffed down into the sewer system, including 2 mop heads recently that caused extreme problems for an entire neighborhood instead of just a small area. He went on to say that recently they had a sewer pump go out when they looked into discovered that the mop head was in the pump itself. Luckily enough, when they cleaned it out, it started working again. Dixon urges residents to be mindful of what goes down their drains. Before we look at this steamy weather forecast as we head into the weekend, here's the way the stock market ended the week. Downright hot out there. We are definitely moving into the dog days of summer. Hot and humid. And the humid part is really what's making it extremely uncomfortable if you have to be outside. Humidity anywhere from 60 to 70%, along with temperatures in the mid-90s, puts the heat indices near 100 degrees, a dangerous heat. So if you're going to be out this weekend, and certainly if you were out this afternoon, you felt it, make sure that you stay in the shade when you can. Drink lots of water, and please put sunscreen on if you're out in the sun a long period of time. And again, take precautions. Also, if you know of anyone who has elderly people that maybe are shut-ins, make sure they have air conditioning or some type of cooling devices, because it could certainly be dangerous for them, and take care of the pets as well. Well, it's going to get even hotter as we move through the weekend. Not much relief in sight. Tomorrow's going to be about the same as today. Lots of sunshine, high humidity, sporadic pop-up little thunderstorms here or there. Nothing generalized at all, with a high temperature tomorrow of around 92 degrees under mostly sunny skies. On Sunday, which is Father's Day, don't forget about Father's Day. It's a big event. 92 degrees throughout the day on Sunday, and again, very humid day. On Monday, we do have a possibility of some thunderstorms in the afternoon. A little bit cooler, 89 degrees, only 40% chance of rain. And then on Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, 88 degrees. And again on Wednesday, a possibility of a few scattered thunderstorms in the area, 85 degrees, but only about a 40% chance. And this time of the year, 20, 30, 40% is not going to get a whole lot of generalized precipitation. And we do need the rain. It is getting dry out there. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison.
Stop in at White Oak Station on Capps Road in Harrison and fill up with Shell gasoline, the highest quality gasoline with more miles per gallon, saving you money. Sign up for the Fuel Rewards card and save 5 cents per gallon every time. Plus, get an extra 5 cents off on Razorback Wednesdays. That's a savings of 10 cents per gallon. Check out their expanded deli and hot and cold food items. Capps Road, White Oak Station, where customer service is their #1 goal.
Baseball makes up the local sports schedule tonight and tomorrow. District tournaments get underway for the Cal Ripton baseball tournament as the Mountain Home 10-year-olds will be at the Equity Bank Sports Complex in Harrison. The local All-Stars will take on Springdale in the North District tournament. The first pitch is scheduled for 5 p.m. on Ramsey Field. Mountain Home will also have several other teams beginning their district play. 7-year-olds, 2 8-year-old teams, 11 and a 12-year-old team will begin their tournament over in Springdale. Arkansas State first baseman Kyle McDonald has been named to the American Baseball Coaches Association's Rawlings Central All-Region First Team as the selections were released on the ABCA network this week. McDonald led the Red Wolves in a multitude of offensive categories in his first season after transferring from Crowder Junior College and was named to the Sun Belt Conference Newcomer of the Year for his efforts. He is .665 slugging percentage, represents the 7th best in school history and ranking as the best in the SBC, along with 22nd in the nation. And Arkansas State men's basketball team has announced the 2018-19 Sun Belt Conference schedule in conjunction with an announcement by the league office. The conference will utilize the 18-game conference schedule for each men's and women's basketball program for a third straight year in 2018 and 19. The conference schedules will feature a minor schedule format for the first time, as men's and women's teams will play at different venues and not play double headers over the course of a Thursday through a Saturday conference game week. The season began Thursday, January 3rd at Louisiana. An annual doubleheader between Iowa, Iowa State, Northern Iowa, and Drake will come in and in an end after the next season. The Hawkeyes say they are pulling out of the Des Moines-based event, partially because the Big Ten is moving to an 18 to a 20-game schedule, which limits their options in non-conference play. Well, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid dismissed his players earlier after a very productive off-season program, joking that even he plans to take one day off before turning his attention to their training camp. His young quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, plans to take twice as many days off, 2 of them before he plans to get back to work. And that wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the viewing area.